So I get back and they've got this handle. That's looking good. It's got a blue fender on it. Must have been crashed at some point in its life. She's gonna look good. I'm excited. It's morning and we're back in the shop, back on the 55 Chevy. You've seen us take this car from basically a yard ornament to a dang cool car that it is today. We've got a few little things left to do on it. Tom's got the wiring pretty much dialed in. We got some speaker noise we're dealing with. We don't have a speedometer. Power steering doesn't have enough pressure to run the hydro boost and the steering at the same time. We had to deal with that. And then we got to align this thing and then interior, but that's not happening today. We're gonna do the mechanical stuff today. So basically, speedo. It's necessary because you can go too fast in this car. So we're gonna go ahead and get the speedometer hooked up and deal with power steering today and probably throw it on the alignment rack and then we'll go take it for a proper rip. We haven't whipped this car with you guys yet. We're gonna do that. All right, so this little doodad right here is gonna change our life. This is a speed sensor that is fully adjustable. You can run it in and out. This is a Traumatic 6-speed, a 60T or something like that. And it has 3 wires running to the sensor. It has a power, a ground, and then a sensor wire, which most of them are 2 wires. This one's 3, so never done one of these. We're gonna figure it out today. It's still dripping cooling. I don't know, we need the radiator hose is where it's leaking from. I will tighten those.
This thing does look pretty sweet at the basketball game. Every time I pull up and I see this car outside, I'm like,
I need to get the heater in it so you don't freeze your can off while you're looking cool driving into the basketball game. All right, that's nice and tight. Maybe that'll fix it.
you getting somewhere, Tom?
Yep.
Oh, you got it.
There may have
Let's
been
see
a
comparison. Where's the
removal of that a couple times.
So, comparison is, what we need to do is make it the exact same. Oh no, Tom.
They're not the right one.
As you can see in this comparison,
One is not like the other one.
One of these things is not like the other.
All the pictures look right. It doesn't have a adapter sleeve on it, does it?
I'm thinking it might. I don't know.
we'll get back to you shortly.
We're gonna test out the lathe today, basically, because we need to turn that thing down to this size. The inside, the sensor part's gonna work. We're just building the housing part. We have the technology, and I can't seem to find, this is the third one I've ordered, and this was supposedly for the 660T trans, and it didn't work, so it's gonna work here in a minute. Shouldn't need to change the top part if we just come to barely where that will seal, because we can adjust, right?
Yeah, it's got to go all the way down. The clamp edge, we don't need to mess with it at all. That
So-
ring and all that'll stay fine.
Yeah, I just have to leave enough
Yes.
of the bottom of that will hold it. Yep, we got this. All right, Land, what's the first thing you know when you're starting to run a lathe?
Keep clear of that.
Take your frickin' hoodie off. Just barely below center, just lock that in tight and we'll call it good enough. She's a beaut, Clark.
It's a beaut, Clark, it's a beaut.
Another thing you always do is put earplugs in. Let's take a lap off of that. This old lathe, this one's so much smoother than my other one. Getting close right here to having it to rough in spec. So when you cut these, if I cut 1/1000th, I'm actually cutting 2/1000ths because you're cutting on both sides of the material. Let's cut 5. That should have me pretty much to where we can start measuring this thing. We have got her cut down to where we can start actually measuring and trimming. We'll do some measuring and then show you finished product here in a second. This is gonna be tedious.
Okay.
I only have one of these, so I don't want to ruin it. So we're going nice and slow on this.
Yes, you cut 10,000.
10,000ths. So we need to go 20 more. We've cut 20,000 so far, and we got 30 more to go.
We'll go 30.
So we've got that much more to cut, 10,000ths. This lathe's actually pretty precise. This is unusual for me. The old girl I had was not quite up to this part.
The better your skills, the better your machines.
Yeah. This pass should be money.
3 thousandths and 5 tenths. It's freaking
Can't
close
see
enough.
it, but there was a lot of zeros on it.
Yeah, now you gotta take that O-ring out of there and tell me what that groove is and how wide it is, and we'll put a... Actually, I need to cut the rest of that down almost to fit it. We need to mark where the groove is. I probably ought to put a groove first, so I have it.
And then you can chuck all the way back up in there.
Yes.
You could probably take a groove tool
That's what I'm
and use your groove tool
That's
to...
what I'm hoping here.
A little groove tool right there?
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Just a groover. It's a groove tool.
Groove tool.
Yep, that's what it's
You were
made.
exactly right, Coop.
That is what it's made to do, is to cut a groove. We will cut it. This thing won't even know it didn't get made this way from the factory. And then I hope it works once we get it all plugged in and hooked up. All right, now what I'm doing is squaring this thing up. That look too high?
Yeah.
That's what I
Probably needs
thought.
to go just a little bit below.
Whatever. Let's do this.
Can you handle that?
We're about to find out. So if I cut it too deep, I cut into the threads and it falls apart. I've got that going for me.
What do you think, boss?
I'm gonna find out right here. I drop this on. Doesn't look deep enough, does it?
Does not. It looks like it stands up a long way.
Yeah.
Let's actually measure it.
Let's do some measure tape, and I think I gotta cut that deeper. You're shaking.
No,
You haven't had enough monsters.
I always shake. We are that, but we're 100 thousandths in diametral number. Because if I measured this at
Yeah.
50 on diameter, it's 100.
So I gotta go deeper. She is money. Perfect on that.
We should have just built our own sensor from the start.
I know, right? If I would have had the part that went in this, we would have. We have sensor built. Should plug right in and work. Thermometer just came into play right here. Tom measured this sensor, the old one, and I just twisted this one where I thought it might be. Look at that.
Oh my.
That's like exact. I'm calibrated today. Don't mess with me, Cooper. I'm on. Well,
I wouldn't mess with you when you're off, bud.
we're gonna go see if it fits. That's gonna be the
I
telltale.
need this job. I don't know if you understand.
I got him where I need him, Tom. Is it gonna fit? Like a freaking glove, man.
I heard that.
Oh yeah. Okay, now we just got some wiring to deal with. It came with a plug. We'll wire it up, plug it in. Tom's already ran wiring up to the car, so we'll hook power up, and then we jump into the Holly, program it. We should have speedometer today.
Thing even looks good.
Oh yeah. No, looks like it needs to be there. All right, we are getting someone hit these with a hammer and they need to be fixed.
What's this wiring device called you're installing right now?
The wiring device, this is just,
That little.
these are weather pack connectors that I'm putting in currently. We're just getting, these are all waterproof connections. I mean, I don't want to drive this car in the rain, but you may. So,
You want to have the ability.
yeah. And that clips in there and locks in. And you take that little thing and push it down inside there. Black's gonna be in the middle, rounds up the outside. And then you line up those and lock it in and it's built. Then we'll wrap that sensor with some tape and build the other side. Okay, now we just gotta make sure we line everything up the way it needs to be lined up. That goes in. You got two greens here, Tom.
A light green and a dark green.
Oh, I can see that now in the light. Okay, we'll go black to black, because that makes sense. Then we're gonna go light green to black, dark green to green, or to brown.
Get those rubbers packed in there. You need a little screwdriver or something.
They're gonna go. They're being difficult currently. I may need a little screwdriver. We'll tape that up. We're good to go.
Bingo.
Locked in.
Finished product.
She is in. I cut that zip tie off. She's in.
Beauty.
Now we just got some wiring up front. We got a speedometer. I'm gonna leave Tom here. He's gonna keep wiring, doing some stuff. I got to run to a basketball game in Kanab. Jace and Josh were both playing, so we're going to go check that out and then back to work on the car.
Go, Jace!
Come back from Jace's game. I'm the only one in the shop. It's a Saturday. We are doing stuff, so I'm working on power steering on the old 55. I just drilled this out. I didn't show it to you. I forgot, really. I was just working. I had to build a special socket. I had to lathe it down so it fit. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and jerk the guts out of this power steering pump down here, up the pressure on it, and see if we can get this thing to do all the functions it needs to at the same time. I got it. That little thing's what I'm after. If you look right in between the bolt and that, there's a washer. I'm gonna take that out, put this back together, and we should have all the pressure we need. So I'll go ahead and put this together and see what happens. This little washer, right, that thing right there, we're taking that out. We'll put this back together, put her back in, and we should be dialed. We should have all the pressures that this system needs. We'll be back at it. And I got it running again. Power steering seems to be fixed. It's not whining. I'm gonna take it for a little quick test drive and see if brakes work and steering works and all those things. And then on to the rest of all the problems. We got to still calibrate the speedometer. I don't know where Tom got on that exactly, so I can see the wiring's not all put up. So I assume he's got a little more left on that, and then let me drive this car. Want to go for a ride? Nope. Didn't fix the power steering. I can already tell it's not fixed. It did not fix it.
It was working so good up until it wasn't.
It turns out that that power steering pump's not going to cut it. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off and put this other one on that I have. Well, we'll see if it'll fit. If we can swap the reservoirs, all the stuff. Probably not going to bore you with a lot of it because it's going to be a pain to get out of there. And I'll show you when I get it out.
Many frustrating hours later, Paul finds out he doesn't have the right pump.
We're back in the shop today. We don't have all the parts to finish the old 55, but we've got some parts to work on it. So we're gonna sand this thing. We're gonna get all of the paint off the top and turn it back white. We're gonna get it rough sanded and get a nice clear coat put on it to protect it until we're ready to paint the car. I have some errands to run. I gotta take off and go take parts to Cedar. I gotta pick some oil up. I got stuff to do, but Landon and Cooper are gonna sand their little hearts out and get this car all ready to go. See if we can make it look shiny and nice.
That does look pretty good though.
So freaking sweet.
Sheesh!
Well,
Nice.
whenever you're ready to get humbled, we'll put them on the line.
Cam at first, and then we'll be good.
This is one of my most reliable vehicles I have, and it needs some TLC. We got it running good. The outside's all good. It steers good. It does all those things. But come check this out. The seat's terrible. It's falling apart. It is time to give this thing some love. So, doesn't have a carpet kit in it. We're gonna take the insides. We're gonna pull them all out of this thing. I'm gonna take the seat over and get it recovered. We may do some TLC to the outside of this truck. I haven't decided yet, but we're definitely gonna make the inside a little more user-friendly. See if it's creature comforts probably. So I guess we probably should go unload this load of firewood that I have in it currently so that we can work on it. I'll fire it up and we'll go for it.
We'll go get us unloaded.
Definitely needs the seat fixed. We're getting a pretty good pile of wood here.
You are. neutral.
Alright, back in the shop.
A little bit of blue in there, eh?
I don't think this was the original front fender off this car.
Yeah,
The
must
original
not be.
color is yellow. It's gonna look pretty cool.
Yeah, well.
Alrighty, I think I got the seat all unbolted. It's out of here. Next stop is Jeff Carter's. I'm gonna take it to Cedar City, drop it off, and hopefully we'll have a sweet seat when I'm done with it. So we'll see. These boys are sanding away in here. The sanding process is happening. Getting it. Gonna take some time, but they'll get her handled. All right, we are locked and loaded. Seats on. We're gonna go pick up another tub of oil to keep the shop warm. Taking the Rat back today because why not? I like driving it. So we're gonna do some more work on this here shortly. We got hood hinges or hood latches to put on it. Gotta fix a bumper rubbing issue right there. Little stuff, so not much.
Well, the front clip of this car is done. It looks pretty freaking cool.
It does look pretty sweet.
Tackle the roof.
I just collected me a new tote of oil, and I'm on my way back to home. I'm gonna grab me a little Jack in the Box first, and then back to work. Made it back with the oil. Now I'm back to work. So these guys have been kicking butt while I was gone. So I get back and they've got this handle. That's looking good. It's got a blue fender on it. Must have been crashed at some point in its life to get a blue fender. But the top is white. I believe we're gonna have to wet sand this old girl now. Oh yeah. She's gonna look good. I'm excited. All right, these boys are getting there on it. It's looking pretty dang good. How was all that sanding, Coop?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Some of your funnest work, right?
Hey, it's kind of cool. It was like little lotto tickets.
Little scratch off.
Scratching away.
It's pretty good. The roof, it didn't turn out. It's still pink, as you can see in some of it. It's white and then pink, and I don't know. It's gonna be good though. We're gonna go ahead and wash this car, and then we'll pull it back in the shop and clear it. She's washed. She's all wet sanded. It is, it's pretty dang good. It turned out cool. It's basically all we're gonna get done today. I would like to finish this thing. We don't have the parts for the power steering, and I do not have any more daylight. We ran out of it. Next time, we'll get the power steering fixed. We'll clear coat it, take it for a rip. So we're gonna go do a proper rip. Oh, we also have a rear end posi coming for it with 410 gears. Doesn't have a posi in it. It only spins one leg. We can't do proper burnouts, so that's coming. But not today, so thanks for watching.